We are live. I am Savage Squishy86, and this is our continuing live stream playthrough of Resident Evil 2, the remake. We wrapped up Resident Evil 2, the OG version. We're definitely going to get into the throes and thrills of playing the remake, now that we pretty much have accomplished what we needed to do with the OG version of Resident Evil 2. So we're going to move right into the unfinished scenario, I guess you would say, or call it. 5 years ago, I played Claire's first story run, with Claire basically going through the first opening ender of Claire's story, and then following after wrapping up Claire's story, pretty much conducting myself with the continuation of it by completing the second run story sequence with Leon. However, I did not do Leon in the first story and then Claire in the second run. It's going to play out kind of similar, but it's also going to be kind of different as well, notably in terms of cutscene encounters with Marvin, as well as a preliminary of how the events unfold between the two characters. Claire arriving much later at the police station to find Leon, and as such, pretty much go from there. So we're only going to do this one particular run because we've already done the previous run. If you want to check out my Resident Evil live stream of the Resident Evil series playlist down in my playlist section. You will find it timestamped for about 5 years ago. And pretty much that will include the live stream of Claire's first run following into Leon's second run. 4 parts for Claire and 3 parts for Leon. So essentially, if you want to try to follow up on that, be my guest and check on that in that regard. So, but without further ado, we're going to get right into the action with this first run with Leon S. Kennedy. So pretty much, I have completed all there is to do. The only thing I did not do was the second run of the hardcore versions of the second run. I pretty much have no desire to put myself through that pressure. As you can see, I didn't really make much of an effort to get an S+ rank on second run with Claire or Leon. I haven't even attempted Leon. Claire I did, but I didn't do as good as I wasn't really interested in getting an S+ rank on that. So for those of you that probably have done it, congratulations. I have no desire to do it. It is definitely a challenging sequence, and time frames I am not a fan of. So, but essentially, if you're looking for the necessary target times, you'll find them here. Essentially 3 hours and 30 minutes to complete it on standard difficulty with both Leon and Claire. The second run on standard essentially is about a 30-minute time reduced window, so you got 3 hours on your timetables there. And then further over here on the second run with hardcore, first runs usually take about 2 hours and 30 minutes, with the additional same sequence of events with the second run, basically a reduction in 30-minute time windows. So if you want to go for that, be my guest, have fun with it. Me, I am not a masochist. I have no desire to put myself through the ringer and getting a aneurysm, stressing out trying to complete it. So, but we're going to go ahead and get right to a new game and basically just start right off the jump with Leon. It'll pretty much take us into Leon's scenario as far as like what the events entail leading up to his arrival into Raccoon City, and then running into Claire Redfield, and then proceeding with the story going forward from there. And let's go. We could do hardcore, we could do standard or assisted. Assisted is more for the easier of all types, but I'm going to go and stick with my guns on standard. And just go from there.
Look, man, I'm serious, okay? I saw this with my own eyes.
Oh, I believe you.
That looks like a gross little sandwich, but I really am hungry for a burger now. Just saying.
Last Friday night, I was walking home from the bar, and this woman started coming towards me. She was staggering, you know, so I figured she was drunk.
Whoa. Okay, tell us, be honest now. How many drinks did you have?
No, man, I barely had a buzz on.
Oh, come on.
Look, just listen, all right? She got closer, and I got a good look at her. You had to see her eyes, her nose, her whole face. It looked like it was rotting.
Yeah.
She looked like a corpse. Like a walking corpse, man.
Sounds like my wife.
I've never seen anything like it. I haven't been able to sleep since that night.
All right, calm down, buddy. Calm down. Just, hey, you gotta stay strong, okay? Don't give in to fear out there, right?
Yeah, well, you got that right. If you freeze up around these things, they'll sink their teeth in you. I should attack somebody.
Oh, come on. It's just getting good.
I think it's funny how it just seems to be like a regular trope for a truck driver to be eating and semi-distracted. I know my father was a truck driver, and he probably would have like lost his shit over this, like driving tired shit. Oof. She gets thrown like a rag doll. Die, brother. She's not done with you yet. So after that whole little scene, good old Leon here. Yeah, I know that I actually have cheated and looked ahead on Resident Evil 9. I probably shouldn't have, but I was restless and I kind of could have wanted to see it. So, and ironically, in Resident Evil 9, you drive past this gas station and you can see Leon's destroyed vehicle there, as well as the gas station itself. So you actually pay a lot of homage and visits to several locations throughout Resident Evil 9 in your return to Raccoon City. Very excited to do that. So, but I'm trying not to look too much ahead until I see more. So.
That's weird.
Oh, I also had to break out my new controller. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last stream, but thankfully my other one died. The ironic thing is, if you look at his license plate, I never noticed this before, but if you look at his license plate, it says M4TILD4 Matilda, essentially as a reference to his handgun, the Matilda. Burning some incense in case you're wondering what that smoke is.
Hello? Anybody there?
Ah. I tried to do that freaking Ghost Survivors mode with the sheriff, and I gave up. I couldn't do it. Beating this without using the gun more than 60 handgun bullets, I can't do it.
You all right? Don't move. I'll be back for you. Hey, what are you doing?
Get myself reacclimated with the controls. It's been a while since I played this, so I'm trying to remember what the commands were for. Now I know the quick turn is down and circle. Then we'll head into the back of this back stock area. and we'll see the sheriff, who is imitation of Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead.
Freeze! I'll shoot!
Now, I like to put my handgun on the left side, or in this case, the right side. Head in the back here, and we'll grab the storage key that'll get us out.
No way. This can't be.
Then we will have Claire burst in.
Don't shoot!
Get down! You alright?
Yeah, I think so. Thanks.
You can thank me later, when we're safe.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they're on the outskirts of the city, and I'm trying to figure out where they're all, how they managed to walk this far. I mean, you figured they would stay more in the city, but, I mean, apparently now they're wandering outside the city limits.
Hold on.
I always wondered, another thing, too, is what did he have with him? I mean, obviously it was his personal effects, but I also saw on the front seat, on the passenger seat next to Leon in his Jeep, he had an RPD kit, so I wonder how much he had with, like, armaments or gear in there. That would have been pretty dope to have.
Wait, you're a cop?
Yeah, Leon Kennedy. You are?
Claire. Claire Redfield.
Live around here?
No. I'm looking for my brother. He's a cop, too.
Well, it's a good thing we found each other. I don't know what to expect anymore.
Oh, ouch. I gotta say, I mean, I like playing the OG version. That was fun, but it made me really want to play the remake now too. So of course now I thought to myself, yeah, I didn't do the Leon game, so I thought, yeah, I probably could take advantage of that and do that. That would be Hunk. Fourth Survivor minigame with Hunk. Obviously, we unlocked in the OG version of the Resident Evil 2 game. We also haven't unlocked for the remake. I'm not going to play that either because I barely managed to get through that, and that was very tough. I mean, I get some people like that kind of pressure, but I don't play games for pressure. I play games to enjoy myself, and yeah, stressing out trying to get through over zealous game mode is not exciting or relaxing to me.
Free food and medical supplies will be provided to everyone in need.
God, this is so unreal.
Police station's not much farther. They'll know something.
Yeah, but what if we're the only ones? What if there's no
No,
survivors?
there's survivors. It's a big city. There has to be.
Well, he's right. There were survivors. We saw plenty of them in between the previous games of like Operation Raccoon City, Outbreak. And then plus some of the many animated films that were made as well.
More like running.
Yeah, good call.
Leon, you gotta back up. What the?
Holy shit. There, get out. Get out now! Hold on!
Gas truck, fire, another good mix. And boom goes the dynamite.
Claire! Claire, you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright. How about you?
Can't stay here, it's not safe.
Go on ahead. I'll meet you at the station.
So obviously, from Leon's perspective, this is obviously what we're going to encounter. We're going to want to avoid these zombies and get off the street, so duck and weave and get it the hell out of the area.
Shit. It's everybody. They've all turned.
That'll keep the zombies from pursuing us, thankfully. Now, ironically, unlike the OG version, Leon actually gets to the station before Claire. Claire has to take the longer route to get there, so Leon is actually the first one that makes it to the station. Unlike in the OG version, where the second scenario essentially puts the character in a position where they get to the station long before the other character does. So, we're going to go ahead and discard that key. We don't need that no more. And go ahead and unequip it. We don't need that gun for right now. We're going to be ducking and weaving at the most. Zombies getting out of the bus here. And in we go. Now, ironically, we are semi-safe here. This path is going to be boarded up, but in previous installments, like Remake 3, we essentially got the chance to go through there. A lot of these other paths are pretty much going to be sealed off, considering, so. But Claire, in her scenario, much like Leon, will start in that vicinity over there in that area. So basically, we don't have a map of it, but there will be a kind of garden slash makeshift graveyard here, buried of all the police officers that were killed, and then the path will lead up and around the police station where we'll finally meet with Claire. So, but we're gonna head inside, not around. Very ominous. Love it.
Hello? Is anybody here?
Over here on the desk, we'll find some handgun bullets, which we'll go ahead and combine with our... Well, we can't really combine them, but we'll reload our weapon. access the terminal.
There has to be someone here. Not good.
David, Marvin, you there? I found a way out. It's in here. Send reinforcements. East hallway.
Ironically, we should have been able to get there a lot faster, but unfortunately in the game it's kind of puts you in a position where you're pretty much like at a disadvantage. So in the main hall is where we are. So in order to get there, we need to navigate the east hallway and get our way around to the other eastern hallway, essentially just outside the break room. But before we do that, we're going to head into our inventory. Now, as you can see here, we have all these little toys that we've unlocked. The Samurai Edge for the Chris, Jill, and Albert Wesker model will essentially be available. Now, these are all very unique in their necessity, but this essentially makes Chris's model is essentially with faster accuracy and ease of use. Smaller slide to stop the reduced catching when drawing. So this essentially, Jill's essentially focuses the sights a lot faster. Chris is a lot more accurate, and Wesker's is a lot more powerful. So I think you got probably like 110 for Chris, 100 for Jill. Or no, I correct myself. I think it's like 90 for Chris, 80 for Jill. And then also the very last bullet Chris fires, his gun fires, essentially does a huge amount of damage. And then you have Albert Wesker's model, which does a whopping 110. And then, of course, we obviously have the Samurai Edge model, original model, which is essentially infinite ammo. Combat knife, infinite as well. LE5 at SMG, signature to Hunk, which we have now as well. And then we have Leon's preferred infinite weapon, the ATM-4, a shoulder-mounted rocket grenade launcher, a shoulder like a Carl Gustav style grenade rocket launcher, and then we have Claire's minigun. So we can use any of these if we want to, and I'm not going to, not this time. I like to go for the most honest measure of play. I mean, if I get desperate, maybe I could do it, but I'm not going to try to do that. I want to try to enjoy this to its earliest capacities. Over here, the control box will essentially be sealed by tape. To get it open, we need a cutting object, in this case, a knife. We could very well use the survival knife inside our thing of our storage chest, but I'm not going to. Again, actually, I don't even think we can, because the fact is I think it's just one of those things that's unavailable to use until we've gotten a little further. The game essentially refuses to let us use it. Up here, the second floor door, we will find that it is needing the spade key. Head over here, grab the handgun bullets at the far end of this table. Then hustle it back down the second floor, upper balcony, and make your way down. Now here, obviously, we will find that this is essentially going to be a central area for Marvin when we find him later. So essentially that will be a pivotal point of interest to us. But for right now, it's essentially not going to be the case. Head over here, and we're just going to open this door. It says keep out. Well, unfortunately, we can't keep out. We got to go get that guy. So I'll pull the lever, and it will open up just a bit. Then get down and crawl underneath. I am really glad. I've said it before, and I know I've said it before in the previous stream, but I will say it again. I am really glad they went with the handheld flashlights, because there's something deeply more menacing about a handheld flashlight as opposed to a shoulder-mounted flashlight or a belt flashlight. It's just part of the aesthetic of the 90s horror trope. You know, flashlights that were handheld essentially made it very imposing and threatening. Over here, you'll need the fuse to get the door shutter to work. This door will be locked from the other side.
You got this.
So once we get in here, head over there and search the zombie that's dead on the floor for some easy handgun ammo underneath. 10 bullets at best, but still good enough. Then head over here and slip the light out switch on the wall. This is obviously they remodeled a good proportion amount of this game, if you recall, from the OG version. So you will find a number of things that have been changed. Number one, this is essentially the press room, which if we recall correctly, the press room was essentially entirely differently laid out. We would had to have gone all the hell the way around and then enter the interrogation and observation room. And initially, the door to the press room was essentially right here, along with the torch puzzle that we would solve as well with the lighter to get the clock gear. But now it has effectively been a little bit reworked for an entirely different feel. So, but we obviously don't need to be in here, so head on out the door now that you got what you needed. And we're going to push this cabinet out of the way so we can get by. I am going to be kind of rusty, so hopefully I won't fuck up too much, because you get used to playing a certain game for so long, and then if you don't play it for a long time, you end up losing the plot a little bit on where you need to go, what you need to do reflexively, and etc. So hopefully it won't be too much of a shit show, but I don't think it will. We'll see how far I get though. But inside the women's bathroom, I believe, we are going to find a first aid spray here inside this bathroom stall. So take that, and then enter this one. We'll see that it is flooding.
Jesus.
Over here, the door chained up will essentially not be opened until we get a set of bolt cutters.
Open up! Hurry! Open up! Open this goddamn door!
I'll get you out!
Please!
Give me your hand.
Help me!
I got you. Give me your other hand. Jesus Christ.
So once you get the officer's notebook from the now dead officer that you could not save despite your best efforts, you'll notice that it is basically alluring to a number of ways of getting out. So the parking lot is essentially our way out, but inside we need to find 3 medallions to the goddess statue. An elevator leading down from there will essentially take us to an underground area, to the parking garage, and then the way out. But inside we have the 3 statues that essentially we need to solve with the answers underneath them accordingly. So obviously we know that the lion statue is in the main hall, so that will be an easy one. The other 2 statues essentially will be in the 2nd and 3rd floors of the police station, so we need to find them. So once we get that, get out. Before we can, though, we will be beset by zombies that are now active and up and moving. So what we're going to do is wait for this one to crawl across the desk to get to us. And when he's scrambling to get across. Head out here. Another one will breach the window. And then down here, these ones will break the door.
They're everywhere.
Drop those ones as fast as you can. And then head around the corner, and then you're going to want to drop this big one right here.
Fuck you.
Now, once you did drop him, head in here, grab the handgun bullets that he was with him, as well as the wooden boards. Essentially, these will be important for the circumstances of boarding up windows so that they cannot pursue you further. And then we're going to navigate our way out of here and quickly escape.
Watch out!
You're safe. For now.
It's good old Arvin.
Marvin Browner.
Leon Kennedy. There was another off strike. I couldn't.
Here. I'm sure you did what you could, Leon.
Does anyone know what started this?
Not a clue. But honestly, all you need to know is that this place will eat you alive if you aren't careful.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to start last week, and I got a call to stay away. I wish I'd come here sooner.
You're here now, Leon. That's all that matters.
Okay, Lieutenant? I'm ready.
Hopefully you'll be able to find a way out of this station. That officer you met earlier, Elliot. He thought this secret passageway might do the trick.
This is good news. We can get you to a hospital.
No, I am not the priority here.
Lieutenant, I'm not just gonna leave you here.
I'm giving you an order, rookie. You save yourself first. I'd come with you, but I'd just slow you down. Now, you'll need this.
I can't take him.
Stop. And don't make my mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or not, you do not hesitate. You take it out, or you run. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Nice little callback there to this is not really a callback, but an allurement to the events of what led him to being bitten by Brad Vickers 3. If you haven't played it yet, give it a shot. So, obviously this is the goddess statue. This is essentially what we want. Holding the L1 button and slashing with the R2 button will essentially use the knife. But we want to try to use that for defensive measures. Also in instances when the enemies are down. Very handy for saving ammo. So you'll definitely get more use out of your knife than more than you think. So up here, though, is the lion statue. This is essentially where we're going to need this. So check your notes here. And inside you'll find that the password to the lion statue's puzzle is a lion, a branch, and a bird. So once you gain access to that, go ahead and switch these around. So we need the lion, the branch, the bird. Pressing that, you'll get the lion medal or lion medallion. Now we'll put one in.
So Elliot was right.
Yeah, but the passage isn't open yet.
Over here, obviously, you'll find another door with a need of a spade key, which we will get to soon enough. The doors leading out of the station now are effectively sealed. I'm not sure if that was Marvin and Leon, perhaps both, but the point is essentially that is going to be your way that you are not going back out. So hopefully there is nothing of relevancy out there that I missed because I can't remember. So, but we're going to go ahead and store our first aid sprays. And also, we'll put our boards and we'll keep our boards because we're going to use those eventually, I think. So, once you have everything you require, head over here and use the knife to effectively cut the box open and get yourself into the west wing, first floor.
This is not how I imagined my first day.
Exactly the same mirroring thing he said in the second run when we played as Claire. Grab the handgun bullets from the bench, as well as the green herb from the boxes over here on the right. Now here you'll see the makings of the liquor, who has tore ass up this wall. Heading into this hallway's west wing.
This is 73 Birdie. For rescue heading east. The river's down at RPT. I repeat.
This has to be the most gnarly part of this game's first sequence that I loved. Man. Now we can use the window to board those up there. We could board up the window right there, but we're not going to. Here, we will find a need for the club key as well. We will board up this window.
Shit.
So once we get here, the zombie will break through the glass. Head inside the squad room or the meeting room, whatever you want to refer to it as. Essentially, this is the operations room. So over here, grab the bullets on the left and then grab the record of events. September 25th, we're turning the station into temporary shelter due to the massive sudden outbreak. All police personnel have been instructed to make the safety of the citizens their top priority, as we try to accommodate as many of them as possible. September 25th, addendum. One of the refugees attacked us in the middle of the night, resulting in the death of one officer and injuring 3 others. The person in question was quickly restrained. We believe that was a simple case of someone snapping under intense stress. No, they're infected. September 26th, the mob attacked the station today, resulting in a number of casualties. A few survivors were able to make it to safety behind the emergency shutters. But surrounded as we are, it'll be hard for any of us to escape this place. We're not sure if we can fix any of our comm equipment, so we remain cut off from the outside world. September 27th, there was another clash. On the west side of the station around 1 p.m., 12 people died, and there's only a handful of survivors left. Everything is falling into disarray here. Over here, you'll find the back door leading behind this operations room is also locked with a chain, so we need a set of bolt cutters to open this door as well. But on the wall here behind, on the chalkboard, you will find a police station first floor map, essentially detailing the number of areas, including the rooms that are essentially have barriers and key points of interest as well. marked with X's. So once we got that, the zombie will effectively breach this room, and we will need to get out. So we want to get up here and drop into the other room through the window. Another zombie will be in this hallway trying to get his last-ditch attempt at a snack from the vending machine that ate his dollar bill, I guess. Once we get to a certain point, Big Boy will turn his attention on us, which we will easily take him down with a critical hit and a headshot that'll effectively put him down. Once we get that far, though, we're going to head into this room and essentially gain access to the evidence locker room. The evidence locker control panel is essentially missing the number 2 and 3 keys. Essentially, that will basically put us on a disadvantage to access some of these lockers. 102 and 103 effectively holding gunpowder and a looks like a survival knife. 106 and 109 though are available for opening up. So we'll go ahead and open those. So open 106. And 109. Now, obviously, we do not have the 2 key, so we can't really open any of the doors pertaining to the 2 codes as well as these lockers. So until we find 2 and 3 for their respective key lists, we can't really access them. But over here, you'll find the storage locker terminal memo. It appears that the keypad to the locker's terminal is missing a few keys. I suggest that the person responsible for this mess find some spare keys and fix this right now. You know who you are, you know who you are, bastard. Who else fuck up this badly? It's definitely not a very good work environment if you're leaving memos like that. I mean, it doesn't exactly sound very professional, now does it? Grab the commemorative film inside, as well as the handgun ammo inside as well. In the back here, you will need a weapons locker card key to get the shotgun and the shotgun ammo. So we're going to make our way back through here. But at that point, the zombie that was initially in the hallway will be up and moving. And we're going to drop him. We're going to immediately just get up past him. Little asshole. You hear the anxiety in Leon's voice. Guy was getting a little too close. Now, what we're going to do is, instead of heading further around the hallway there, we're going to head into the west office. Grab the gunpowder from the top table here, and you'll find a note detailing the uses of gunpowder. Now, 2 regular gunpowders essentially will enable you to make handgun ammo. Combining regular gunpowder and high-grade gunpowder, in this case yellow gunpowder, you will be able to make shotgun ammo. And then using 2 yellow-grade gunpowders, you can make magnum ammo. Now, obviously, this is a bit different with Claire. Essentially, you can make handgun ammo with her, grenade shells with her, and then on top of that, submachine gun ammo with her. So it's kind of a bit flippant, if you recall, from that one. So there's not a lot of ammo left around the station, so make good use of the gunpowder you find. Different guns require different ammo, so pay attention when you're combining things on your won't get any things, or you won't get what you need. So upon entering that point, we're going to head over here and open the locker for some more handgun ammo. Now, I cannot recall the safe combination, so for right now, I'm not going to get the safe open. I could look it up, but I'm not going to cheat. I want to play it as authentically as possible to the credit of the current, so. But I do know that this is a puzzle I do recall. So as you can see here, there's a number of names on these desks. Oh, before we get further into that, let's read this file here. The operation report, September 28, 2:30 a.m. It's down to just me and 3 others. No weapons, no ammo, and too many skirmishes have drained us mentally and physically. We're not going to make it. Officer Phillips once suggested we escape through the sewers. Apparently there's a secret tunnel under this place left over from its museum days. Now, if I recall, Officer Phillips was a female officer that essentially was in Resident Evil, I believe Outbreak File 2, Decisions, I think is the scenario. She was the one who actually, she had a southern accent, she was the one who actually got out through the basement level. So essentially it's a nice throwback here from Resident Evil Outbreak. Let's continue. I brushed her idea off before, but now it's not sounding all that bad. Yeah, there's no proof there's even a tunnel in, or that the sewers aren't infested with zombies, but I don't want to sit here and wait to die either. It's a long shot, but I'm going to try to find out what I can about that tunnel. And obviously Elliot did find that, but he didn't make it out to tell us more. Now here, we're going to have a rookie's first assignment. The Honest Kennedy, we're putting you on a very special case for your first assignment. Your mission isn't to unlock your desk. The key to your success is in the initials of our first names. Input the letters in order of our desks. There are 2 locks, one on each side of your desk. Make sure you get them both. Basically, your first task is to remember your fellow officers' names, but you figured that much out, right? Good luck, Leon. And by the way, it might take a little work to get Scott to give you a straight answer. Lieutenant Branagh, sprawled in the corner between drops of blood. Really glad you're not here, rookie. So, we're basically going to look at the names here, and we'll get the answer. So here we have Neil, so N, Elliot, and then on the floor here, I believe, somewhere. I'm looking, bear with me here, I'm looking for it. David, so N-E-D, Ned, will be on the left lock. And then over here we have Marvin, Rita Phillips, and George Scott. So M merge. So upon getting that solved, open it up and you'll find a high capacity mag for the Matilda. Now, I don't know if that's going to refill the gun or not. I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to give it a spin anyway. That zombie obviously got up in the back office, so we're going to wait for him to come out. We're going to pop him. Actually, we don't really need to. Fuck it. We can't really. Well, we got it. We actually kind of got to, because we ain't got no other means of actually getting through there without him coming after us. But this zombie essentially will now get up. So once we've gotten our magazine, and as well as pretty much made our presence clear with navigating those areas, we're going to head into the neighboring hallway. Another zombie will be at the far end, attempting to breach the window. So what we're going to do is grab the green herb. Actually, first grab the boards. We're going to use them to board that window up, so he doesn't breach the freaking glass. So head over to the window, use the boards, and secure the window so that when he breaks it, he won't be able to get in. Grab the green herb, and then head into the dark room, save room. in here, we're going to head over here and turn on the lights for this room. And then we're going to drop off a few things. Most notably, we're going to get the gunpowder dropped off. But we're going to head back here and get the red herb. We're going to combine it to get some healing with a red and green herb mixture. And then we're going to use the print here to get the commemorative photo, which is essentially going to be the puzzle another puzzle we have to solve. I'm going to go ahead and combine that magazine to get an additional 12 rounds. Now we got a whopping 24 rounds in our Matilda. Go ahead and drop off the red herb and green herb mix, and then we're going to basically just move things around a little bit here. Now this locker here essentially will have inside some handgun ammo, and then this locker here will also have more gunpowder. Over here, the file on the table will essentially be medicinal benefit of herbs. We pretty much know the gist. Green herbs essentially ability to heal basic injuries. Blue herbs cure poison. Red herbs essentially have no appealing effect on, or at least so we thought until recently. Combining red and blue herbs together essentially will give you a bit of a damage resistance bonus. So you'll notice that by a little shield icon in the corner, so long as that's the case. So that will essentially make you much harder to hit, make you much harder to hurt and kill in equal measure. So we're going to go ahead and put that away and get out into the first floor hallway here. Head up the stairs. Now there will be a few zombies up here, but I'm going to try to slip through here as much as possible without drawing their attention too much. The female zombie here will have some handgun ammo. Grab it off her body. The one up there is essentially the one we want to try not to get his attention yet, but it looks like that's going to happen. So, after we've dispatched that zombie, you're going to head further down this hallway here. And obviously, this is going to be the way to the STARS office, but essentially, it's going to be blockaded by stuff. So, we're going to grab this red herb here. Go ahead and mix it. Then head into the locker room, and you will find that the shower essentially has been breached. This was largely due to Carlos's interference of blowing up the shower area, making a path through the wall. So we obviously are not going to be able to... Oh my god, that fucking son of a bitch. I completely forgot about that. See what I mean? I forgot about that completely. Asshole. Anyway, we're going to basically have a lock on this door. I believe I know what it is, so we're going to take a lucky guess. I think it's going to be CAP. And it is. Yay. Success. Inside we'll find some Steel Boy shotgun shells. And then over here, in this closet, we'll find more shotgun shells. And then in this closet, nothing. But we will find here a RPD portable safe, which we will have to solve in order to get a key out of there, I think. So let's see if we can solve it. So this is a very unique thing where basically you have to light up all the doodads, but by pressing certain keys essentially is the only way you can solve it. So ah. Mm. Mm. Ah, you fucker. I'm basically trying to remember how I did this puzzle the one time. So we obviously have that one. Ah, damn it! I knew I was up here. But no, I was right here. That's what it was. Ah, fucking shit. Mm. Ah, I always do. I always get that wrong. Okay. I'm starting to catch on. All right, this bottom one, then this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this. Ah, I fucked it all up again. Oh, I'm so sick. All right, I got it. Took a minute. So once we get that open, we will have a spare key. This is essentially what we need to get the console working in the evidence room. Go ahead and use the portable safe instruction note. It just basically gives you the gist on how to solve that puzzle. That's really all it does. Then we're going to make our way out and down.
Hell.
Get up, buddy. I know you're playing possum. Now, upon getting that key, we now have access to this one of the key consoles. So essentially, we can now get some of those other doors unlocked. Entirely not too many, but enough. So we're gonna go ahead and put it in number 2. Let's go ahead and open up 102. That's essentially 1. That will give us some gunpowder, and then I think we're gonna open up 201, I believe. 203, which will be a weapons cache or a weapons doodad. But over here we'll have 208, which will enable us to open up that one and get some easy shotgun shells, I mean. So go ahead and use that gate to open it up. And then we'll go ahead and grab these items in question. Obviously 103 we can't open yet, but we can grab the gunpowder. And then we can grab the 208 shotgun shells here. So grab those as well. And then we're going to make our way back to the dark room to drop off a few items. So go ahead and drop off these shotgun shells, and then drop off the gunpowder. We're not going to make any gunpowder unless we absolutely need to. I'm going to try to really kind of discipline myself to not make all the gunpowder because I don't want to have to use it unless I absolutely need to use it. I've got a good healthy supply of ammo right now, so I'm going to use that to the best of my ability. Obviously, this zombie is essentially now dispatched, so that will take care of him. Up here, you will find more handgun bullets as well. And then over here, we will have another puzzle. Not a puzzle, but a locker. And I think I know this one as well, so my memory is going to serve me right. It's going to be DCM. Yep. See, it's coming back to me. And inside we will find Magnum ammo in the state of 5 shells. But inside here, on the desk by this lamp, we will find the spade key, which is going to be very important for us. So that will get us some doors open and essentially be able to get us a little bit further ahead of ourselves in that capacity. So head on through. you can see that this is obviously going to be the third floor of the police station, essentially in the attic kind of area, but this passage to the far left will be effectively blocked. So we will be making our way forward.
What in the...
That will essentially be the licker breaching the window and making his way into the station. Before we go in through that door, though, head to the farthest end and grab the note essentially detailing the new encountered enemy. Consider this a gift for anyone still unfortunate enough to be alive. Keep your eyes peeled for those creepy fucks that look like they were skinned alive. Lickers, we call them. They're blind as bats, but their hearing more than makes up for that. So long as you don't run around like a total idiot, guns ablaze, you should be able to slip right by them, probably. Either way, make like my grandma and creep around as slow as possible around them, okay? Yeah? Anyway, not that I want to go, but duty calls that, and I got a friend to avenge, David. Probably referring to, David being killed by a licker. So entering this room now, we will have a few things in here we need to grab. I don't know if we'll have enough room to grab all of it, but we're going to do our best. So right away, you're going to grab the gunpowder, and then also the boards, another set of boards, prevalent to the circumstances of to be here. Ooh, you fucking asshole. Now, you will probably have to make a trip back for these other items, so that's okay. We will come back for them, obviously, soon enough, if we need to. But we're going to see how much we can grab. So, right away... Oh, we got a side pack. Okay, I stand corrected. A hip pouch will essentially give you 2 more inventory spaces, which is good. We also have a file here. Some guy's scribblings. I believe that this is Chief Irons' writing, at least. So... Damn those corporate assholes, they cut me off. After all I've done for them, yep, this is definitely Chief Irons. I'm almost certain of it. But if that's how it's gonna be, so be it. I'm gonna have a little fun of my own as the world goes to shit. I boarded all those filthy pigs up in the steel pen and set some C4. All I gotta do is detonate it and say, sayonara, suckers. But it's no fun if it's over too soon, so maybe I'll give that one raving loon something to really squeal about. Yeah, maybe I'll give him a little toy and tell him kill the guy next to you and I'll spare the others. I wonder what he'll do. You yell about justice and pride, but how many times did you go against me, your own superior? Yeah, you're such a good cop, so good you had to die. Man, this is fun. I need some music for this. Definitely Chief Irons. He's definitely got the makings of a sociopath who would definitely play music while he's killing people. So obviously here we will have the C4 that he planted, but we need a detonator to use it, so we're definitely going to need to do that. So once we've made our way through here and gotten what we needed, ignore the dangling zombies there and head into this hallway up here.
Leon, it's Marvin. I need you back here ASAP.
Are you okay, Marvin?
I've got something to show you. It's important.
Copy that. I'll be right there.
Now, going down the ladder will essentially get that zombie to stop eating on that corpse. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to get his attention. Excuse me. What we are going to do is make our way around and head down the stairwell. The zombie below us, the female, will essentially be up and moving. We can dispatch her easy enough. The other zombies in this hallway in this room will essentially be dead unless but the big one over there will essentially get up the minute you get too close to him. So we're going to keep our distance from him. We are going to grab the knife though from this deceased officer. And then head into this hallway up here. Now, up here we will have some more gunpowder. I think this is the one instance where I am going to make the gunpowder because we do really need the space. So we have a pretty much well-established ammo supply. Excuse me. Over here on the table you'll find the second floor police station map. Grab it. And then over here you will find the unicorn statue. Now this is essentially another medal that we can get for the goddess statue in the main hall. So go ahead and open up your file here, and you will find the unicorn requires 2 fish, a scorpion, and a water. So, 2 fish, a scorpion, and a water. And that will give us the unicorn medallion. Now, heading into here, we're going to go over here. Now, this zombie may not pay attention to us. I'm not sure. I don't think he will. But we're going to push these statues all the way over. Not these statues, but these bookcases all the way over. Essentially, this is the library. So we're going to move these over. And we're going to grab the handgun ammo hidden behind the number 1 bookcase. Now, upon entering here, we're going to need to get past this broad, as well as the buddy, as well as his her butt buddy next to him. So we're going to have to drop her. 2 shots, and she's a done deal. Now, this book is essentially something else we're going to need to grab, but we don't have the inventory space to grab it, so we're going to have to come back for it. So use the spade key to open up the 2nd floor and make your way out. After you have regrouped with Marvin and see what he had to show you. Obviously, we know what that is. If we remember Claire's playthrough, it was basically showing us that Leon was outside the building. In this case, it'll be Claire outside the building.
There you are. Come here. Take a look.
Yes. I knew she'd make it.
You know her?
Yeah. Name's Claire. I came into town with her.
You can get to that courtyard. Through the 2nd floor. East side.
I'm on it. Thanks, Lieutenant.
Now, after we pretty much have had that engagement, we're going to go ahead and use that medallion real quick. That will open up another partial part of the way out. Then we're going to head over here and use the spade key on this door. This will essentially get us another door, another way open. That door will effectively be open now and we can access it. But before we go any further with going to see Claire, we're going to head back upstairs to the library and grab that book piece, because we're going to need that for another puzzle coming up. So enter here real slow. You don't want to wake the chunky monkey up. So grab the book and then make your way out into the hallway yet again. I do not know if the waiting room has a storage box, but for the sake of consideration, we'll assume it does. If it does not, we will have to return back to the main hall and use the storage box here to get some of our inventory freed up. Okay, so it obviously does not have a storage box here, so the main hall is basically our safe zone. So we're going to drop off some items in the storage box in the main hall, and then we're going to go meet up with Claire on the 2nd floor of the police station. Technically the 1st floor, but you got to get to the 2nd. You got to use the 2nd floor to get to the 1st floor on the balcony on the east side, just like Marvin said. So, drop off the Magnum shells, drop off the green and red herb, drop off the handgun bullets, and drop off one of the knives, as well as probably one of the books if you so want to, but I don't think we're going to need to, so. Then we're going to hustle it back up the stairs and get to the other area leading to Claire. I'm going to try to take this stream to 3 hours at best. It's about 1 hour and 7 minutes, so hopefully it will be up to snuff with that. Inside here, we will find a green herb. Take it. And then over here, we will also have another safe, which we cannot access because we don't have the file. But over here, we will have the guide pamphlet. which essentially will give us the Welcome to Raccoon City. Did you know we were the home of the pharmaceutical giant Umbrella Corporation? Raccoon City is a vibrant and dynamic city with a long, rich history of its own. In this guide, we'll introduce to you just a few of the more unusual points of interest our city has to offer. Raccoon City Police Station, the building in the center of town, wasn't always a police station. In fact, it used to be an art museum. Various features like the unusual clock tower and the goddess statue in the main hall remind us of a bygone era. The orphanage, just a few blocks from the police station, is an orphanage founded and run by the Umbrella Corporation with the help of generous donations from businesses and citizens alike. The building is known for its stained glass windows, which attracts visitors from around the world. Now, this will probably be the last time we need to use the speed key, at which point we can discard it and get it out of our inventory. So, yeah, we can go ahead and get rid of that, and then go forward. Out here in this hall, over here, we will find more boards that we can access. Grab them. Also, a crank handle system to a fire shutter. Essentially, this is not going to be very relevant to you, per se, as a character. Leon essentially will probably not need it, but I think Claire does use it eventually. So, hard to really say. I can't be 100% sure. But in here, we will have a few things of interest in this little art room, effectively. First and foremost, take notice of the Raccoon magazine, the Redstone. This is essentially part of the Redstone gem puzzle that we are going to solve. But more importantly, by the lamp here, we'll find the weapons locker key for the police station's weapons locker in the evidence room. Go over here and grab the statue's left arm. And then we're going to combine that with the red book. Now, if you recall, the book essentially was in the photo we needed. So essentially that is why we're doing that. Putting that in his arm and the book together will eventually let him open his hand up and release the scepter to us. Once he has, we're going to take that. And once you have that, examine it yourself once more. And on the back of it, once you turn it, you'll see a switch. Flip it, and you'll get the red jewel. A relevant piece that we will need for another puzzle much later on. Now, upon looking at your map, you'll notice that if there is a red shaded area, essentially that means there is items in those rooms to get. Obviously, we have still items in the safety deposit room and the western office to get. Once you pretty much have completed the search, though, they will essentially turn a kind of deepish green / blue color, if you prefer. And that will basically tell all of that. So once we get the gem, make our way out of the art room and continue down the hallway and around the corner. You can obviously hear the helicopter, which is going to make a very rough landing right now. So once you get out here, grab the green herb here on the shelf. And then obviously you will see a dead police pilot here. We can't really do anything with that, but heading out the balcony here on the fire escape will basically bring us to a cutscene where Leon meets up with Claire. She has finally arrived at the police station now.
Leon?
Claire! Hold on! I'll be right there!
Okay.
If you recall, the same scenario basically played out in the reverse. Leon had arrived at the station, and Claire was already there.
It's so nice to see you.
How are you doing? That helicopter just came out of nowhere.
I'm in one piece.
I'm guessing you don't have a key in one of those fancy pockets?
Unfortunately, no. But how are you doing?
You know, just surviving.
That's good.
Crisis
Good
management
luck with your brother.
is handling it.
Not yet.
Claire, don't lose hope. I'm sure we're gonna find him. Damn it. You know what that means?
Yeah. Dinner time.
Now the zombies are
Claire, I think you should go.
Don't worry
getting
about me, Leon.
explosion,
You take
getting
care
their
of yourself.
attention.
Claire, you need to go. Now.
Okay, let's get through this. Both of us.
Marvin, I've got a situation here.
Grab the
Surrounded
boards
by
on your
zombies.
left.
Marvin, do you copy? Marvin! Damn it.
Now, obviously, Leon will be trying to get a hold of Marvin, and he can't, effectively. That is, unfortunately, one of those things that he will not be able to do. Now, you cannot gain access to this area, per se. Actually, I don't really know if it can or I can't, but I'm not going to try because essentially that pretty much is going to be locked to the other side. So yeah, we can't really gain access to it. It looks like we could, but we can't. But we're going to grab the handgun bullets off the drum, and then over here we're going to get the bolt cutters, which is essentially what we need to get some of these doors open. So we're going to take those, and we're going to have them handy. First thing we're going to do is cut the chain on this door, and enabling us to get into the east wing from the back fire escape stairwell. So if you look at your map, this is essentially where we had initially saved or attempted to save Elliot. So we basically have our way in here. This door here is essentially chained, so we can easily unlock that, and that will be our next target to open up. Before we can even do that, though, we got to deal with this zombie that is clambering in through the window. An easy headshot, and that will take care of him. Board that window up, no more threats. And then we're going to head into the next hallway of the east offices, essentially, and go ahead and use the bolt cutters there. Once we've used them, enter the office, and on the left here, you're going to find this window. You're also going to find a flash grenade. Take the flash grenade. You can use the knives and flash grenades essentially to basically neutralize enemies as a form of defense weapon, similar to what we had in Resident Evil Remake. If we recall, Chris had stun grenades and daggers, and Jill had stun guns and daggers. In this case, it'll be flash grenades, regular grenades, and combat knives. So grab that, and then we're going to go ahead and board up this window here. Oh, you fucker. Shit. I didn't want to have him get that door. I overestimated how close I had to get. So, after we've dealt with that, we're going to mix these two green herbs, and then we're going to take this green herb as well, and we're also going to mix that as well. So we got 3 green herbs in one spot. Inside here, on this table here, somewhere, we will find some more materials. Over here, we're going to go ahead and use another board. Actually, I don't think we really want to do that. We'll get, actually, I'm not sure, do I really want to or not? I can't recall, so we're going to go ahead and use it anyway. I'm just going to do it for the sake of it, just so I have some inventory space. Probably don't want to use it, but I did. So, grab the valve off the table here, and the yellow gunpowder here. In here, you'll also have the fuse, which essentially we absolutely need to grab, but unfortunately our inventory is full. So we're going to head over here, though, grab this other gunpowder here, and we're going to combine that to make some shotgun shells with the yellow gunpowder we essentially got. Now, we will obviously come back. This door is being blockaded by this chair. We're going to get rid of that damn chair. and get it out of the way, and then we'll be able to gain access to this hallway out here. So in order to basically, oh, now we gotta go. What the fuck? I screwed up. So, okay. We're gonna have to do a little bit of legwork and backtracking because we essentially have kind of put ourselves into a corner here with inventory. So we're gonna have to make our way back to the main hall and go all the way around because I screwed up. So make your way back out here and make your way back upstairs. We need the fuse to open up the main... Oh, shit. Okay.
What the?
Oh, come on. Another one? Wow, we really kind of jumped the gun on that one. I didn't think about those other guys being in that hallway. There was no zombies there initially, but now apparently there is. So. But head down here and check on Marvin, and you will find that he has essentially been passed out from his pain.
Still alive.
So he's pretty much passed out. He's out of commission. We know this, so we're gonna head over here and use a few of these items to basically make some room. So go ahead and put away the shotgun shells, the red gem, and the green herb. I think that's all we need right now. We're just gonna go back and get that used to essentially open up the path to the east wing, and so we don't have to do this long legwork of running around. I kind of screwed up grabbing all of those items. Essentially, I completely forgot about the fuse. So as you can see, well, I do remember certain things like the passwords on the lockers, codes. I'm still not really remembering pickups and timing to do it. So immediately just beeline it out of here. Ignore the zombies and just get out of the hallway and then head down the fire escape. Those zombies in the hallway will essentially be gone by the time we get back there. What the hell? Oh, that zombie there. Alright, so we're going to head further back around here and grab the fuse. That's another thing, too. If you do know that you've left something behind, look at your inventory, and that'll essentially tell you, in the map area specifically, of what exactly you left behind in that room, if you've looked at it. So, use the main shutters, use the fuse to access the main shutters area, and essentially open up the path. Now you got a short route leading back to the main hall, and an even shorter route to the east hall, now that the door is pretty much open. So, take a look at our map here. Let's take a look and see what we got here. Obviously, we have a safe here that obviously we cannot open as of yet, but we do have a chain door in the far back here, which is essentially where we're going to be going next. We are going to take some... What the fuck was that? I think it's a zombie on the third floor. I forgot there's like 2 zombies up there on the third floor. So heading back into the first floor western hallway essentially is where we're going to want to go. So head into the western hallway and return to the operations room. Essentially, we're going to want to open up the chain door there to basically get into the records room at the far back. That is where we will find the detonator. For us to get to where we got to go. Obviously, we will have some zombies pouring into this hallway now. So before they get too active, we're going to immediately beeline it past them and try to get through there as fast as possible. Thankfully, we took the liberty of boarding up that window. Another zombie will breach here. We want to get in and out. That's essentially what we want to do. So once you get in here, use the bolt cutters to essentially open up this door again. And now we will head inside. Grab the detonator from the workbench desk, essentially. Here we will find the locker code, which we have already used, so we don't need to worry about that. Grab the green herb. Grab the boards as well here. And then we're going to make our way over here, grab the flash grenade, and then basically discard the bolt cutters here. Over here, we'll find that there is a heart key. Essentially, in Leon's game, he will get the club key, and Claire will be the one who gets the heart key. So we're going to unlock the door and then head on through this area here. We have the weapons locker key, so we're going to head into here and get the weapon that we need, which is going to be the shotgun. So one less thing for us to grab. So now that we have a fully loaded small shotgun in our possession, we now have a means of fighting the licker when we get to the STARS office. So, but first thing we're going to do is get back to the main hall, because we're going to board up one of those windows on the first floor. We're obviously going to have to cut through some zombies to get to that point. So we're going to be, kind of going a little bit back and forth. So. But we definitely don't want to have any more zombies become problematic going forward. So boarding up that window will keep out the zombies from any more zombies getting into this hallway. Obviously, some of the other ones will be probably further in the building at the back, especially if they've managed to get to the far back, specifically the operations room. But because we're not going back through the operations room anytime for the foreseeable future, unless we're being pursued by Mr. X, the Tyrant, which we have not encountered as of yet. Tyrant in Resident Evil 2 Remake is a specifically focused Leon enemy, so essentially that would put Leon at the measure of being the focus of that particular character. Now, I was going to go use the detonator, but actually what I think we're going to do first is head to the STARS office. So we're going to head back to the Western offices and make our way to the STARS office from there. Obviously, we'll have the zombie here we need to get through, but we're going to make our way around him. He obviously will not be able to attack us, so we're just going to lead his ass around, break off contact, and immediately head for the second floor. At which point, another zombie will wake up, the broad at the top of the stairs, who will shamble over and fall right over the railing. Which we will basically make good of cutting her up with our knife. Reload your weapon, and then head into the storage room one more time. We're going to drop off we'll keep the flashbangs, but we will take initiative and take, we'll go ahead and make 2 handgun bullets, one set of handgun bullets for this, in this instance. So combine that, and then we got a nice, good, another reload, in case we actually exhaust our shotgun ammo. So head up the stairs now. And then our destination is going to be the locker room. here on the second floor. Make sure you have the valve in your inventory, and that way we can pretty much do this in a straight shot manner. So use the inspect it, and then you'll be able to use it. I'm so used to the OG version where I pick the valve out of the inventory and I use it right default, but in this instance you actually have to do the opposite. So heading into the bathroom area, essentially the men's locker room and the women's locker room. Over here, inside this locker, we will find more gunpowder, and then in this locker, also, you will find nothing, potentially. Head through the door here, and then on the bench to your left, you will find shotgun shells, which will be pivotal for the encounter ahead. So obviously we did not really engage the liquor, and for good reason, because I don't really want to engage him quite just yet. I'm not ready for him yet. We will find a battery in here, though, which is essentially what we need to find for the detonator. So go ahead and combine that, and you will have a working detonator now. Head back here behind Wesker's desk, and you will find the RPD internal memo. Office internal relocation source. Heat-resistant number 3... Heat-resistant 3-number safe, 3-number combination safe moved from the STARS office to the second floor to the West office first floor. This is essentially the one below us that we just left behind with that one cop circling the tables. And we have the combination left 9 left, 15 right, and 7 left. So we'd be able to go get that and open that next. But head further in, and you will find that this is pretty much everything you could hope for on the table. Find some shotgun shells on Chris's desk, a flashbang over here, also near Chris's desk. And the back here, we will have a computer access to the armory. In order to get it, we need a STARS dongle. So we need to have that dongle to get access to that door. Barry's desk is essentially here, but there is nothing here to grab from him per se. I think you would say I think you would say that the laser hawk is essentially Barry's weapon, because he does like his magnums. Communications terminal is here. Obviously, over here we have yellow gunpowder and a first aid spray. We're gonna go ahead and mix those to get some easy shotgun ammo, and grab the first aid spray as well. Now in here, obviously, we need to gain access to that room to get the Lightning Hawk. We don't have means of doing that quite just yet. We will, eventually. So we're going to head out into the main hall here of the STARS office. And we're going to need to deal with the liquor here. So he's going to be around the corner on the wall, not the ceiling, the wall. So be at your ready. Have your shotgun ready if you can. Oh, you fucker, he got me. Is he dead? He's dead. You fucked me up, though. You got a little bit of damage, so that's not too terrible. Diamond key door here will essentially be inaccessible until you get the diamond key, but in here, open the back door lock here, and you will basically find your way into this room. I know there's a lot of suspect thing going on with Leon right now, with Resident Evil Requiem, with his grunting with all the female streamers, so I'm taking a bit of a jab at the thirst trap of them having too much fun with that. But then again, I have to be fair because I know a lot of people are having a little bit too much fun with Lady Dimitrescu in Resident Evil Village. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will soon enough because we're gonna play that. But I've noticed a lot of people who just literally purposely get Leon hurt just to hear him grunt and sigh and breathe, and it's just like, oh my god, yeah, no, that's just no, don't do that. That's so wrong. But now, obviously, that we're here, we're going to take a detour. I know we're hurt, but we got some healing items, so if we need to use them, we will use them. But for right now, we're going to head up here, and we're going to use this detonator to effectively get our way into that room. That has been sealed off with the C4 explosives. So heading into this room here in the third floor attic area, we're going to head on in. Our weapon is nearly broken, the knife, but we're going to essentially use that for one last defensive measure. It takes a huge amount of use when this gets used as a defensive weapon, but the good thing is we get plenty of more of them just like it. So go ahead and look at the C4 and then use the detonator, and then you got 10 seconds to get out of the blast radius. That essentially, the explosive compound of that will essentially get another licker's attention, which we will not encounter until we go to leave. So head inside here. A zombie will drop down, and then essentially what we're going to do is use our file to get access to the final medallion with the maiden. So essentially we're going to need a woman, the bow and arrow, and a snake. So over here, you're going to need to look very carefully at this material. So here we have the woman. There's the bow and arrow. We can see the tip of the arrow. And then we have the snake, which is essentially right there. And that will solve that puzzle, granting us the maiden medallion. This will complete our way to getting out of the station through the basement level and get through here.
Shit.
Oh, you fucker. Okay, so obviously we got a bit ahead of ourselves there.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, what the hell? I healed. Didn't I? Yikes. Okay, I think we're definitely gonna...
God damn it.
Definitely gonna use our first aid spray here. Now we're gonna push this damn thing outside. I actually forgot about this too, so... Now, upon trying to access the third floor balcony here, the floor will collapse, essentially. Now, this is pretty much just like any other typical instance, but the zombie here will eventually abandon his meal in place of a fresher one, so we'll put him down. I did this purposely because I wanted to get him out of the way. This also will get the big one here up and moving around as well. We don't want to kill them. We just want to put them down and essentially get out of the room. We're going to employ a lot of the same tactics we did in Real Survival when we played the Resident Evil 1 remake. So that is essentially what I want to do, and that is essentially what we are aiming out for in that capacity. So before we even get further ahead of ourselves, we're going to definitely take advantage of the save as well, because we haven't saved the game since we started this puppy. So grab a combat knife since we broke the other one, and grab an additional shotgun shells, as well as probably maybe we'll go ahead and draw 17 bullets from our reserve. We got full magazine. We got a full shotgun. I'm also going to probably switch the reserve. I'm going to switch these around because I essentially made the mistake and I went to my left D-pad for a weapon selection versus my right, which is my shotgun usually. I remember now. I'm very left and right oriented, so my handgun I always put on my left hand, and my right will be my shotgun. Head over here though and use the medallion to open up the path to the sub-level underneath the station statue.
So it goes underground. Huh. That's it. That's our way out. Lieutenant Branna! Marvin! It's time to go. Hey, Marvin. We need to get you to a hospital right now.
No, save yourself.
Come on, I've got you.
Go!
He knows he's not going to make it. He knows he's infected.
Just keep...
Pull your gun on me?
Too late. I tried, Leon. But I couldn't stop it. We can't let this thing spread. It's on you now. Just go.
He knows he's going to turn. That's why he's trying to send him away. But still, I mean, I don't know why Leon would think get him to a hospital. I mean, have you looked outside? Do you honestly think there's a hospital even working anywhere at this point? Really? I'm pretty sure they're overrun too, just like the police station. If the police station ain't safe, what makes you fucking think the hospital's safe? Just saying.
Won't let you down, Marvin.
So once you've entered this room, essentially Marvin will be cut off from you, and you will have to make your way through the underside of the station. Ironically, this is kind of bizarre because essentially this is like a desk area that is hidden. We have not saved our game yet. We're going to do that next. Take note of the we need the T valve to essentially open the way back up to the police station. So we don't have the T valve, and we won't have it for a while. So we'll definitely get that in the future at some point. Over here, a model of the police station is essentially what we will find here. We're going to go ahead and use the storage box to basically get we'll go ahead and make it. We'll go ahead and make some more handgun bullets. And that will put us up to a good solid amount there as well. We're going to store some shotgun shells though. We're going to store 8. Don't want to give all my shotgun shells away to this asshole where we're going to fight. But we're going to take green herbs. And we're going to save our game. So head over here. And unlike in hardcore mode where you need ink ribbons to save your game, you don't really have to worry about that too much. As you can see, I started a game with Leon in hardcore second mode. I imagine I eventually will play that, but I'll do it off stream because I know I'm going to do pretty shit. So I guess we'll see what happens. But we're going to go ahead and save our game and then continue down into the station's bowels. Over here, we'll find a elevator, board the elevator, and take it down. Now that door is essentially our way out, but we're going to go all the way down to the bottom real quick because there's something I want to see about grabbing. It'll be very important for us particularly with the fight to come. So right over here at this column right here, we're going to find a hand grenade on the very bottom of the floor. Now we are going to use this as a means of fighting the boss. You can use this as a defensive weapon inside this lockbox here. We will also find weapon parts for the Magnum, which we do not have yet. That's essentially locked behind the STARS weapon security locker. But we will get that as well eventually. But we really wanted the grenade because that will be very helpful in the fight to come. So we're gonna head back up the stairs now and proceed into this sort of
What the?
this will essentially take us into some kind of a boiler room. Obviously, our enemy that we will be fighting is wandering around in here. No! That passage is essentially going to be blocked off, that we will not be able to access. But more importantly, is what we're going to find essentially in the neighboring area, essentially. So go over here, and we're going to push this cabinet away and out of the way so we can get through. But that will not last long because we will essentially be beset by Mr. Birkin and the G monster that he's become. Now, the trick to killing Birkin is to essentially shoot him in the eye. That is not only it's his weak point, and that's essentially what we want to do. What we want to do is wait for the eye to open up, where he's really aggressive. Oof. Lead him away, grab the handgun ammo in over here, as well as another grenade right here. Over here you'll find a red herb, as well as more handgun ammo, which we will take advantage of. Now the G parasite will essentially take over. That's when his eyes really open and he's really aggressive. We're gonna use another grenade to do some damage to him and get him to let us go.
No choice. Gotta take it down.
Oof. Nasty hit. Nasty, nasty, nasty hit. Okay, get out of there and get some distance.
Damn. Where is it?
Oh, surprise. Fucker can move, I'll give him that. Oof. And that'll do it. After he takes enough damage, essentially, he will attempt to flee. G is essentially controlling him, so essentially he'll do exactly what G tells him to do. As you can see, his shoulder jerked and he was pulling him to the right, so he was like, no, get out of here, you can't fight him anymore.
Somebody's watching.
So after we finish that fight, obviously we are hurt, but we're okay. We're going to continue on, search the area. There's a few other items I'm sure I did not grab because I was overwhelmed in that little skirmish. Over here, you'll find a green herb. We're going to take that, and then we're going to use it. Check your inventory. Okay, now we have grabbed everything. So now we can make our way to the ladder that is essentially dropped for us. So we're going to do that. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to grab the goddamn the side pack from the safe. Shit. Screwed up. It's okay. We're going to be going back to the police station eventually. But in here, grab the gunpowder and and as well as the green herb. And then basically we're going to make our way out. Inside here, you'll find the control terminal. This will enable you to move the platform over for you to cross. So once you've pulled that, you're going to head out through the right tunnel passage over here and meet to this catwalk. Once it stops moving, then you can cross. And then in the distance back here, we will have a storage room, which we could drop off a few things now. We don't really need to carry too much now with us, as we've gotten through that particular work. Inside this locker, though, we will find another side pack, which is going to be beneficial for us for the time being, since we didn't get the other one. We're going to go ahead and drop off our green and red herb. We're going to go ahead and drop off our gunpowder. We're going to drop off the shotgun shells. And I think that will probably be it. We'll keep a green herb on hand just in case we end up in this shit, because we've taken I forget how easily you get hurt in this game. So, and I'm not even playing on hardcore. So, climb the ladder, and that will take you up to the parking garage. Heading over to the terminal beside the garage door, you'll find that you'll need a key card to get the garage door open. At which point,
Need a key card.
you will be attacked by a stalking Cerberus, an infected police dog.
Kidding me.
Get off of me!
that?
Stay sharp.
Feel bad for the doggo. I'm a beasties man. I like my beasties.
Lower it. FBI.
Sorry. Thank you. For your help.
Surprised you made it this far.
Got blood on her coat.
FBI, huh? What's going on here?
Sorry, that information's classified.
Where you going?
Do yourself a favor. Stop asking questions and get the hell out of here.
Hey! I'm not done talking to you!
So after that little fiasco scene plays out, obviously you'll find that over here is pretty much where Claire would go in her scenario. We won't be able to take that path. It's essentially inaccessible, especially on Leon's game. However, what we can do is go either to the kennel area, which is essentially going to be in this direction, or the jail, which is essentially in the southern direction. In this particular instance, we're going to follow Ada for the moment. Try to catch up to her where she gives us a slip. Now, obviously, the lockup here is effectively pretty much inaccessible to everybody, but we will have a police station basement 1 map. So here we have the jail block, and then we have the firing range, the generator room, the kennel, and the morgue. Once again, we see that the building has essentially been remodeled for the remake. So a lot of these areas that essentially we could navigate relatively easy on this OG version, we will have to rework and strategize. So head on in through here, ignore the dead zombie corpse on the bottom floor. That block is essentially locked up, but this block is very much accessible. How you doing, sweetheart? You obviously cannot gain access to these jail cells, which is probably for your own good, because essentially there's nothing in them except dead enemies. Particularly the chunky monkey, as well as the psychopathic broad over there. Now the cell block is essentially open, but it's not really powered, so we can't open any of these cells, which is a good thing. But eventually you will need to, as there are a few things here we need to grab.
Hello? Hey. I don't believe it. A real human. Hello, human. You been here long? Long enough. Are we the last ones alive? No, there's a few of us. Huh. That's good news, I guess. Yeah. That's of course Irons sent you. Irons? You mean Chief Irons? Is he still around? Who cares? Hopefully he's somebody's dinner by now. What do you mean by that? He's the bastard that locked me in here. I'm sure he had a good reason. He did. I was about to blow the whistle on his dirty ass. I'd have done the same thing to him, I guess. Hey, I'll make you a deal. Unlock this cell and I'll give you this. There's no other way out of that parking garage. Believe me. Sorry, I can't do that. I have to talk to the chief first. Look, we're both prisoners in this station. So either we play nice and help each other out, or... Shit. It's coming. What? What's coming? Come on, don't be an asshole. Hey, you need this. Just get me the fuck out of here.
Tyrant. Oof.
Oh my god.
Crushed his head like a fucking grapefruit.
Who is that?
It's just me. So you can put that thing away.
I don't even know what happened. It just happened so quick.
I told you to get out of here. You wouldn't want to end up like Ben, would you?
You knew him?
He was an informant. had information of use to my investigation.
So what he said was true? Hey, you can't keep walking away from me. I don't even know your name. I'm Leon Kennedy.
Find a way out, Leon. Before it's too late. Then we'll talk. Name's Ada.
Well, I guess the deal's on.
What in the world?
So in order to get that parking permit, we need to solve this little circuit breaker puzzle. It pretty much goes hand in hand with what we've done in the past with the previous stream from 5 years ago. So if you don't really have a good memory, better hope you have a good refresher. But we're going to go ahead and take this crank over here, as well as the memo for the jail power panel. The power panel is out. Can the person in charge of it please take care of it ASAP? I assume everyone knows, but since the jail's power panel is old as hell, we're going to need those custom power panel parts no one makes anymore. There should be a few in the generator room. Addendum, I got word that there's only one of those power panel parts in the generator room. The guy that's here to fix the bell in the clock tower should have another. So someone ask him nicely for it, please. So we obviously have to find the power panel parts to gain entry to that area, as it goes without saying. Wow, it's kind of a trip to... His eyeball, split right out of his head. Just burst right out of his head. It's kind of fucked up. I mean, that's... Eesh. I kind of gotta say, though, I remember from Resident Evil, watching the film, animated film, what was it? Resident Evil Damnation, I think? And that was when it was like a Soviet-style film with Leon going after BOWs in some sort of a civil war. But anyway, it was there was a really gnarly scene with really unique tyrants. I mean, if you haven't seen them, look up Resident Evil Damnation Tyrant. And you will see these guys look really fucking awesome. So I was really disappointed that we didn't get to encounter an enemy similar to their make and design in other games, because it actually really did look pretty badass. But we will check that out, and we'll see that it is essentially a square crank, which we will probably definitely be using in the future, specifically for the shutter room leading to the chief's office, as well as other areas as well. And particularly, in fact, one area in question is actually we're going to head right down and do it right now. Heading for the power room, which is essentially down here in this level of the police station, as well as the kennel area. So, head around these police cruisers. You will also get into the weapon part here, which we will end up going about getting here in a short bit. So, but we're going to head into the kennel and power room area. That will lead us there. Now, to get the power door to this room, this path will essentially take us back up to the first floor of the police station. If you follow the map here, this path will lead you back up the stairwell and into the eastern hallway where we saw the Officer Elliot on the cameras here and here, just outside the break room. And then that is essentially where he died. So this will basically lead you back to the main station's area with the scope of intent to basically get you back to the main of the police station. But before we even get into that, we need to get to the generator room to get this door open, because it's inaccessible. But we also have the firing range to check out. Get through there, we'll have to go through the kennel with more dogs, as well as the morgue to gain another key. So we're going to have our work cut out for us here. So let's head first into the firing range first. Obviously, you will have a few zombies in here. We will get through them. We want to go in here first, though, because if we turn on the power, these zombies will get up on their feet. and that essentially we do not want. On the table here, we'll find equipment disposal notice. Item to be disposed, a key to patrol car 7439. Details, bent key, no longer usable, but can still open the car's doors and trunk with its keyless entry buttons. Here in this little yellow container, we'll take that. Over here, the Mr. Raccoon message. This is essentially collectibles. If you have them, good job. If you do not have them, then you're going to need to get them. But we don't really have... I've already gotten them all, so you probably won't really need to look to me for a guide. There's plenty of guides out there that will provide that necessity. But inside the shooting range, on the small bench over here to the left of this female zombie, we'll find some shotgun shells. Over there, in fact, is actually one of the places where you find a Mr. Raccoon medal. So there's a couple of them. I think there's like 30 throughout the game you need to find and shoot. You'll pretty much be able to find them pretty easy. Some easier than others, but you get my meaning. So upon entering here, we get what we need, and we're going to head out. Open the little lunchbox container, if you will, and inside you will find that key that they were referring to for the police car. We're going to go out there, and we're going to use that key. Turn it, and then basically hit the lock key button, and that will unlock the police squad car far over here in the distance by this barricade. Inside the trunk, you will find a stock for your weapon. In this case, the Matilda. So go ahead and combine it, and you will get a reinforced stock, which essentially will now enable you to fire 3-shot bursts with your handgun. Then we're going to go back to the kennel and put it to work. Head over here and grab the blue herb before we go any further. And then head inside the kennel area. Inside this little container here, we'll find some yellow gunpowder. Now, we can dispatch the dogs if we still want to. It's probably in your best interest you do, because when you do turn on the power, you will have an abundance of dogs escaping. So we're going to kill these dogs and get them pretty much taken care of so they don't become a threat later on. If you do not do this now, they will escape and you will have to deal with them upon their escape. So it's in your best interest to just put them down. Once you've dispatched all of the dogs, head further around the back here. And I don't think there's anything else we can grab here in the kennel, so that is effectively going to take care of all those items. The morgue is going to be our next destination. Now here, we will have a file of an autopsy record. It's going to be the name of Justin Hansen. Male, Caucasian, 39 years of age. Observation, found dead in jail cell bed by staff. Hands are still clenched tight due to rigor mortis, which could be coming to an end. It's highly likely that he died just after lights out. Deceased was unknown kleptomaniac, incarcerated multiple times. Incredibly, he would steal even while in jail, though that was consistent with his clinical diagnosis. Kleptomaniac is essentially a person who steals anything and everything out of impulse. An uncontrollable urge to steal, essentially. Search each and one of these morgue tables, and you will basically find a few things in them. In this particular instance, we're going to find red herb, so we're going to mix that. Red and green. Green, red, and blue. And that will take care of that. Oh no, fuck that noise. I don't fuck with bugs. I don't fuck with bugs and I don't fuck with spirits. So you can count me out playing a game like Fatal Frame for sure. If you check these other ones, you'll find that they are not all accessible. This one in particular is. So we're going to grab the flashbang from his body. And then we're going to push his body back in because I do not want to deal with a zombie trying to escape. So put him back in there. Because once we get this other item in question, all the zombies that are essentially active in the area will essentially get up and try to attack. Not all of these morgue tables will essentially open. This one we're definitely going to put back in. We'll open up it a little bit just for sake of argument. Now this would be the kleptomaniac that essentially has bitten it. So by his body, you will find a diamond key for the police station. Upon grabbing that, you will essentially have him resurrect. Just die, buddy. Oh shit! I didn't see him. Where the hell did he come from? Asshole. Got the drop on me for sure. I didn't even hear him or see him. I must have missed him. I must have overlooked him when I was doing my business. But in any case, once you've left the morgue, we're going to need to open up the way to the generator room. So this is where you're going to break out your crank. So look at it and then basically use the crank. Now, upon entering the generator room, you will find a number of things here. Most notably, you will find some gunpowder over here, as well as power parts here. We're going to go ahead and mix those and get the power panel parts here, which we will need to basically get the police station working. The power panel to the cell block essentially working. Excuse me. But once we have that, we're going to head around here to the corner and get the generator room pretty much actively working so we can actually get down here and get this next piece of business taken care of. You'll notice a green herb here. We'll grab that when we're making our way out because we will have to deal with some dogs. But here we absolutely have to get the power panel working in our favor. So we need to get around both meters in the red zone. So we're going to basically tinker with it a little bit. And that will do it. And now at this point, dogs will essentially be free and actively attempting to get into this area. Now, because we cut down some of the dogs in our previous engagement, we're going to have a little bit of an easier time getting out of here unscathed. But obviously, we took a little bit of damage, so that is going to be easier said than done. Using the green herb will make it a little bit better, but not entirely.
Just
Shotgun ready because another dog will come jumping up over this thing, and that is essentially where we're going to stop him. I'm going slow because I don't know what's gonna come and when. Now, obviously, we have the diamond key. We're going to want to open up the diamond door down here in the station in this area over here. But before we can do that, we're going to want to go use this weapon part here. Not weapon part, this power panel part. So check the box overall, peel the tape, and then break out the power panel part. We're going to go use it. Obviously, we're going to have some dogs in our way. So we're just going to dispatch them. Come on, dog. I know you're there. Oh, you fucker. If the dog does manage to get, just go ahead and use the knife to get him off you. Yeah. Easy intercept shot. Very nice. The hell was that? So let's go ahead and head into here and then just head down this passage down here. Put the power panel in place, the power panel piece in place. That way it's one less thing for us to leg down here in the foreseeable future. So go ahead and use it. Well, first you gotta check the thing, then use it. I keep getting, I'm got myself dialed in that mindset mode where I have to like literally pull it out my inventory and use it. So I'm trying to unprogram my brain like that. But that's how the OG versions were different. The OG versions kind of forced you to sort of use them yourselves as opposed to automatically using them by default. But in any case, head back into the parking garage. And then we're going to go back to the shooting range. And we're going to be very fucking quiet if we can. We want to get those doors, that door opened. But the zombies in there in the shooting range are essentially going to be on their feet now. So we don't want to get their attention too much if we can help it. I think we will end up getting their attention regardless, but do your best. Walk real slow like. If we're quiet, they won't come looking. That's essentially the idea. Now in here, we're going to grab the red herb, and we're going to grab the film. And then that should be it. Go real slow, real quiet. They won't notice you. Now, upon solving that little piece of business, we're going to head upstairs and into the first floor area of this eastern end of the police station. Essentially, the hallway that was the east hallway, essentially, that was just outside the break room. Now, over here, you will find a number of things. Number one, grab the shotgun shells from this cabinet over here. That is, pretty straightforward. In this hall room here, you will find there is actually a save room now, as opposed to just a traditional break room. This is essentially important and a much needed thing that we need to do. So we're going to go ahead and store our herbs here, including the film and the red herb, as well as the additional blue herb here. And then over here inside these lockers, we will find one with some yellow gunpowder and some handgun ammo. In the back, one magnum bullet, or in this case 3, and then an additional fuse, which will basically enable us to open up the shutter that was essentially responsible for trapping Elliot and getting him killed. Go ahead and drop off the magnum bullets, and also grab one of the green and red herbs and mix that with the existing blue herb in your inventory. Put that away. We have another yellow gunpowder in here, or no? I don't think so. I don't want to make more shotgun shells. I want to save one of these yellow gunpowders so I can make some magnum bullets, because that's what we're going to need next. But for right now, this will suffice. We'll put away we'll keep our flash grenades, and we'll put away our shotgun shells. We don't really need any more of those. In the back, though, back here, we're going to grab the fuse, which will enable us to use the shutter and open the way out. Go ahead and take a first aid, just in case, because I'm pretty sure we're going to need it. Grab a green red herb, in fact. And then make your way out and down the hall. Now there will be a few zombies here, so have your shotgun at the ready. Zombies will attempt to breach the windows here as soon as you approach them. After you've dispatched them, go ahead and grab the combat knife off the wall. And on the other side of the door, you will find that the recently deceased Elliot will effectively turn into a zombie. Now, at this point, most of the other areas essentially are going to be accessible now. But to your credit and benefit, you will have boarded up this window, which will prevent the zombies from breaching. So we will cut through the western office. Zombies will not be able to breach that window either. The fuck? Now we will head out and go find Marvin. Unfortunately, Marvin will have turned at this point, so you will be unable to really help him. Poor Marvin.
Marvin. Oh no. Damn it. I'll stop this, Lieutenant. I promise.
So obviously, now that we have seen that Marvin has effectively turned, that has ruled out that any potential possibility of any other survivors being alive left in the station. Heading to the eastern office, which is essentially not the eastern, the west office, excuse me. We're going to get the safe open, and we're going to get ourselves a much-needed break into the item in question. Executing the zombie back here will be pretty straightforward. So if I remember right, it was 9 left, 15 right, 7 left. So we're going to go 9, 15, 7. And that will open the safe. Beautiful. And we got an easy hip pouch for more inventory space. So once we have that, we have a few other areas we need to check out. So obviously the number one place we're going to go is we're going to go up to, first we're going to do is, let me see here. Okay, we need to head to the second floor. So we're going to basically head out through the west office hallway here. And obviously we will have a liquor in our way. Walk, do not run. This essentially will make our job easier. However, unfortunately, we are going to have this zombie in our way. So we got away barely. Obviously, with the engagement of that zombie out there basically giving us some trouble, but that's okay. We are going to take advantage, though, of some shotgun shells because we are definitely running a little low on handgun ammo. I could take these other ones out, but I'd like to keep a little bit of a healthy reserve in my supply. So we'll take 20 out and we'll leave the remaining 23 in. That is basically a full magazine there, including the -1 round essentially there for us in the other scheme of things. So we're going to do that. Oh, while we're in the dark room, let's get that film developed. So heading into here, head over back here and use the film, and you will get the next code locker, which we already used. So there's really no need for that. But if you have not played the game, I highly encourage you to do it the old-fashioned way. Don't cheat. As the saying goes, live as I say, do as I say, not as I do. I'm not exactly somebody who preaches to the choir on my judgment, but I definitely would not recommend anyone to take the cheap way out, unlike I did. So heading into here now, we'll be going into the stars, past the stars office in this particular area, and using the diamond key in this area up here. There is pretty much just this one particular area, but we will get a important piece of the equipment, namely the spare key for another keystroke for the weapons locker keyboard. So heading into here, use the diamond key again and head on through. At this point, you won't need the diamond key anymore, so you can go ahead and get rid of that. Now heading into this area here, a kind of laundry room, you will find another portable safe holding the keystroke item in question. And then over here, some gunpowder that will also be in your benefit as well. So we're going to go ahead and get that key thing examined and opened up. So, 1, 2. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, there we go. Oh, fuck. Ah, damn it. There we go. And that will get us our spare key for this particular area. Now we will make our way back to the police station. Now we will make our way back to the weapons locker area. Obviously, we will have to dispatch the zombie as well as the liquor here. There is no other way because we cannot very well access that particular room if we're being harassed by the zombie. And if we take out the zombie, we're essentially going to get the attention of the liquor as well. So you're kind of doomed. You're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. So go ahead and take out the zombie first and foremost. Bitch. Hold still. Now, we do recall that liquors are essentially very vulnerable to sound, so we will definitely take advantage of the opportunity to basically mitigate its damages from sound. But before we get into that piece of work, we're going to definitely use this key here to get this next area open. So obviously we're going to pretty much have it straightforward. 103 will be absolutely one code we're going to use for an easy survival knife. 203 will be the one for the weapon holster area, holster item. So grab the survival knife as well as the next hip pouch. And I think that will basically be everything you can get from this particular room. So essentially the safety deposit room will basically be completely empty. But we have tons of munitions and necessary items in that regard. We do also have the crank, which we will need to navigate. But before we even think about going there, we're going to deal with this liquor, because when Mr. Tyrant shows up, we're definitely going to want the measure of security to basically getting rid of him. Oh, hello, that hurt. Oh, you fucker. Get off of me. Chew on this, asshole. So dispatching the liquor is a priority. It's not necessarily optional, because when Mr. Tyrant is marching around this son of a bitch stalking your ass, you're not going to have the luxury of privilege to be quiet. You can slip around behind him, you can ninja your way through him, but with trying to sneak past the liquor while this big bastard's, chasing you down is not necessarily going to be a very tenable thing to do. So you're going to want to deal with the liquor before you actually get the tyrant appearing and causing you hell. So now that we're pretty much got what we need from the deposit security locker room, we're going to head in past the unicorn statue and then navigate our way through the library. Now some of these zombies will essentially probably still be up and moving, as we see. I want to get rid of these guys. Well, I don't need to get rid of them. I just want to pretty much get their attention. They won't leave the library, but they will provide a nice little means of distraction. Oh, well, one of them apparently can... Oh, they both can come out here. Okay. So essentially, since we dropped them, now we can get back to the business at hand of pursuing our next area of objective, which is going to be using the crank to open up the fire path, the fire shutter here on the left. So head over here and use the crank for the hopefully last time you need to use it. This will enable Leon to lift the fire escape shutter, and the fire shutter essentially to basically get this thing open. And then we will never need to use that again. If you're playing as Claire, the Tyrant will essentially be trapped behind that shutter and not be able to pursue you. He'll have to take the long way around. Here, we'll basically find the Chief's office locked by a heart key. Only Claire can get into this room because only Claire can get her hands on the heart key. So that pretty much is a nowhere go. But we're going to head down the stairs first here, first and foremost. Actually, no, correction. We're not going to do that quite just yet. Head upstairs first, because we're going to need the boards here, which we're going to take with us. And then over here, I believe on the bookshelf or in the locker here, I think in the locker, yeah, we got more handgun ammo, so we're going to definitely take that as well. Inside this locker, we will also find another flashbang, which will be handy for Mr. X, or the Tyrant, once he makes an appearance. But before we get into that, we're going to head downstairs real quick and use these boards to basically board up one of the windows. So we don't need to deal with his ass breaking through the window. The zombie that was essentially in the press room has essentially resurrected and is now eyeballing us there. The zombie here, we do not want to have breached the window, so board it. The heart key is for the interrogation room, which essentially we will not be entering. But over here, in this locker here, we will find some yellow gunpowder, very handy for the event to come with getting some magnum ammo. Club key door for the interrogation room we cannot access, but the observation room with the club key is we can access. So we'll be heading into there next. But upon returning down the hallway, the zombie will breach the window, which is why we wanted that thing pretty much taken care of. Now, after we've done that, we're going to head upstairs now and make our way to the attic area. Now, this is essentially going to take us out to the rooftop on the balcony leading to the rooftop where the helicopter crashed. But what we are going to do is head to the east storage room first. The heart key is obviously going to be for Claire. Grab the shotgun shells here on the shelf.
What the hell?
Kill the zombie that attempts to ambush you from the very right. And then there will be another one further down here that we will also need to dispatch. Go ahead and switch to your knife. If you haven't killed him with a direct shot, you're going to go ahead and use your knife to basically just carve him the hell up. And then we're going to make our way around. And there's going to be a few things in these little in the corners and shit you're going to want to grab. Obviously, number one is going to be the blue herb here. And then there should be a gear clock thing somewhere right here. That too we're going to want, as it's important for the puzzle to come. Now, we can't gain access to the third floor out on the third floor balcony of the main hall because this door is essentially locked from the other side, so we need to make the long way around to get it unlocked. The heart key room is essentially also for Claire. That is not accessible to Leon, obviously, so we're going to head out on the balcony here, which it is going to be raining like a bitch, and grab the blue herb up here before we head down the ladder. Now, it is important to know that once you go down this ladder, for Leon, the ladder will break. He will not be able to go back up it, but he can go down it by dropping down to the rooftop below. So just bear that in mind. The second you go to descend down the ladder, it will essentially break, and you will not be able to go back up this way. It is strictly going to be like a one-way escape route in the event you're being chased by the Tyrant. You cannot get away from him this way, so don't bank on it being available to do that. If you're up there, you can get away from him by jumping down here, but you cannot get away from him down here by going up there. Over here on the bench by this wrecked helicopter, grab the handgun ammo. you'll find there's 2 green herbs down here, and there's also down here on the lower level the back area which leads to the boiler room. Essentially, this was originally the guards area, a guard room area kind of setup. But in this particular instance of the remake, we're not going to have a guard room area kind of layup. But we will go over here, grab these 2 green herbs, and mix them. Once you get into position, head back to the boiler room area. The zombies inside are trying to break out, in which they will once you get to a certain range of the door.
Shit!
Once you've dispatched the zombies, they will no longer be a threat. Head inside here, and you will find a piece of gunpowder. We're going to go ahead and mix that, get some easy handgun bullets, because we're going to need them to slow down the tyrant if we have to. Also, we'll find the club key in the very back area, including a save point. We're going to drop off a knife, and we're going to drop off one of these herbs. So go ahead and mix the green and blue herb with the red herb, and then drop it off. And then we're going to take out the green and blue herb, take the shotgun ammo, mix the yellow gunpowders to make some magnum ammo. We're going to definitely need that. And go ahead and take 1 green and red blue herb. Essentially not for any other reason than for our measure of benefited protection. And that will basically take it from the top. I'm just a bit anal retentive when it comes to supplies basically being in an orderly fashion, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm terribly benign about that. I'm trying to remember where I used the red jewel, but I can't seem to recall. I may need to do a refresher on my memory because I think I may need to use that at some point. I just can't recall where or how. So I need to refresh my memory on that front. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're going to probably stop the game at present. So, yeah, I'm going to probably stop the game right there. We're going to save it right here. And we're going to basically get ourselves situated for the next time we decide to play. So I'm very happy with it, and I'm glad to be back playing it because Remake has always been a fun game for me. So I'm really excited to keep it going. But for the sake of the circumstances presenting, we're about 2 hours and 43 minutes, and I'm going to pull the plug there. It's about 12:35 at night, and I kind of want to enjoy something else. But I will eventually get back to this, and we'll get on with the rest of the sectional of our foreseeable playthrough going forward. So thank you very much for tuning in. Subscribe, comment. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, lore, tips, pointers, or suggestions, I would love to hear them. And especially if you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Turn the notification bell on to keep up to date when I turn on the stream for the next time around. And yeah, I will be back in the coming days. I'm a little bit busy tomorrow, perhaps, as well as Monday, but I'm in the process of basically making arrangements potentially to move. So I may need, my family may need my strength for the sense of getting ourselves ready to move into our new home. Obviously, that means a lot of the stuff will have to be taken down and broken down and moved. I set up my desk and then basically see how far we get with that. But that's all I got for you guys. I am Savage Squishy 86, and this is going to be us returning to the next time where we continue playing the Leon first run of Resident Evil 2, the remake. I will see you guys next time.